Yo, what's happening, people? And welcome back to the Neeks Sports podcast. The Neeks Sports match review, rather, match preview. Arsenal versus Southampton again. And yeah, we've got a lot to discuss since we last spoke. A lot has happened at Arsenal, incomings, outgoings. Just a lot going on. Obviously, Frank Lampard is sacked as Chelsea manager as well. Um, Arsenal had a lot to do with that. So yeah, man, it's been a busy week. It's been a busy week for Arsenal. And tonight we're back in the Premier League to see if we can act revenge on Southampton. This is the match preview. Let's get into it. Yeah, what's happening, people? Yeah, man. Arsenal versus Southampton. Get in the comments. Let me know what you think the score is going to be today. Do you think Arsenal are going to exact revenge? Who do you think Arteta will pick today? There's a few people missing from the Arsenal squad. But yeah, who do you think Arteta will go with? Who's going to start? Who may miss out? Get in the comments, get in the chat. Let me know what you think. But yeah, I'm going to start with obviously the biggest news of the week since we last spoke. Mesut Ozil has left the building. Mesut Ozil has left the building. He is now, officially confirmed from Arsenal and from Fenerbahce that he has now left the club on a free transfer. Obviously, he put out a statement, and Arsenal put out a statement. He said that he's going to be a gunner for life at Arsenal. He's always going to have love for the club and for the fans, and it's difficult for him to put into words. He said there's absolutely no doubt about it that he's going to be a gunner for life, and Arsenal is a club of prestige and something that he felt every time he was onto the pitch. All of the players, the staff, and the management, they come and go, but the values will still remain. Listen, as we said before, highs and lows of Mesut Ozil, man, was magnificent at the start. Arguably one of the best players in the Premier League when he first came in. Nearly smashed the assist record of Thierry Henry's, getting 18 assists in his first season. Was by far our best player. And the year after that was good as well. Obviously, leaves with a few FA Cups in the bag. So yeah, man, he could be proud of what he's done with us. Remember, don't forget when Ozil came to Arsenal, we were in a trophy drought. We hadn't won a trophy for 9 years or so. So he was a big part of that, moving us back into winning trophies. And he leaves with, well, I guess 3 FA Cups because the FA Cup last year, even though he was in the squad as a registered member, he wasn't part of the team, so he doesn't take a medal for that. But listen, I mean, yeah, man, big part of us getting to the Europa League final, big part of us getting to the League Cup final. So the man he's been about for us, man. He's helped us a lot. He's helped us develop our game, and yeah, man. So he's definitely going to be a big miss. I'm a big Mesut Ozil fan. I've always been a big fan of Arsenal. So yeah, man, it's sad to see him go, but time is right for both parties. I think the Fenerbahce crowd will absolutely love him out there as well. Guna fan, what's happening? It says it will be tough against the Saints. I like to say we can win, but it depends which Arsenal turn up. If we play against them like we did in the FA Cup, we could lose again. Definitely, man. Not going to be an easy game at all. It's going to be as tough, if not tougher, than the FA Cup. Obviously, Southampton are in a good position in the league. In the league table, I always say it, when the league table doesn't lie. If they're in a certain position in the league table, it's because they deserve to be there. And yes, they are one place ahead of us, and yes, they're only 2 points ahead of us. And if we win, we go above them. But they also have a game in hand against Leeds. So technically, we're probably in and around a bit behind them, really. And again, if we lose today, they jump up even further ahead of us. So listen, we had a tough game against them at the Emirates, but managed to pull out a draw out of the bag there, even though we went down to 10 men. I think that was Gabriel sending off there. So yeah, man, I think it's a revenge thing because unhappy, disappointed with the FA Cup game on the weekend. That yeah, man, I want revenge on Southampton personally tonight. Yeah, man. In terms of the other manoeuvres for Arsenal this month, Socrates has left the club. One we thought that would happen the transfer window. Ozil one, I didn't really expect it, but the Socrates one, I was quite confident that was going to go ahead, just because he's always been good in terms of talking to the club and being able to gel with us and speak to us on a good basis. He's always been a good professional. Eddie said he wants to thank him for his contribution. And he didn't have to end his contract 6 months early. He could have just sat out and held on to it, but no, he wanted to go and play football. And so now he's joined Olympiacos. We did hear earlier in the week that Jurgen Klopp contacted him at the end of last week, to see what his status is. But I think by that time he'd already agreed to join Olympiacos. But boy, if Klopp got in there a week earlier, he could have been a Liverpool boy. He could have been a Liverpool boy to help them with their defence at the end of the season. But he's returned to Greece, obviously where he's from and where he plays for internationally. Um, you know, he said it was an easy decision for him. He didn't come to Greece to end his career. He went to win, and he'll be straight into the Europa League squad. They got PSV in the Europa League. They knocked us out at the Europa League last year. So it'll be interesting to see if we come up against him. We could come up against him in the Europa League if we progress against Benfica. So yeah, man. See you later, Socrates. Thank you for your service to the club. And then there's also talk about Shakran Mustafi cancelling his contract early. Again, we'll wait to see what happens with that. There's no guarantees on that, but what it means is that Arsenal are trying to get rid of their non-homegrown players to register more. And we'll get onto that in a second. But yeah, man, looks like Socrates has ended his contract early with Ozil and potentially Mustafi. And don't forget, we sent Saliba out on loan as well at the start of the transfer window. So that's 4 players out of the squad. 3 of them obviously wasn't registered. One was, but just gives us that space, man, just to get rid of players that we don't need and hopefully bring in some players that will help us for the rest of the season. Yeah, Gunnar fan says it's good we're finally getting rid of some of the deadwood. Better late than never. However, what Eddie does in the summer will be key, and it's important to get the right personnel in. And of course, we can't just get rid of the deadwood and bring in more deadwood. We've got to progress as a club. And yes, there are probably even more players we need to get rid of. But these sort of 5, 6, 7 players, looking at maybe the David Luiz's towards the summer and what happens with that, they're the must goes. I know people already are done with Willian and maybe even Pepe, but they're not as bad as the ones that we've had around for years and years and years. So, I'm glad that Arteta has recognised that and he's done that, because Unai kind of started to do it with a couple of players like the Iwobis and the Theo Walcotts, but not enough really. And so, yeah, this is going to be a good opportunity now to see where Edu and Arteta go with that. And of course, will lead me straight into Matt Ryan, who we have signed. Since I last spoke to you, Matt Ryan has signed for Arsenal on loan from Brighton. I know it happened last week and he was in the squad for the Southampton game in the FA Cup. But yeah, man, came out of nowhere really. I think was it on Friday, and Arsenal announced it. When everyone had their eyes on another loan signing, Arsenal pop up with another one. And weirdly, what Ryan lost his place to Sanchez in the Brighton team, and he wasn't actually on the bench. Even a youth keeper was above him on the bench. But he's still Australia's number 1. And he's an Arsenal fan. He's an Arsenal boy. He's a gooner. He used to wake up early in the mornings in Australia to watch Arsenal play. So, and listen, everyone told us we needed a backup goalkeeper because Winnison wasn't good enough. And, Arteta made it clear that he was looking at a potential goalkeeper. And now we have one in. We've got Matt Ryan in, and he will be a backup to Leno. And listen, now, if anything happens to Leno, it won't be as bad. You know what I mean? We have an experienced goalkeeper in there to cover his tracks. Unfortunately for him, we won't be playing the FA Cup because we're out. But you never know. Depending on the draw we get in Europa League, he may get a couple of Europa League games. And who knows? Maybe listen, with the way the season's going for us, we need to be careful that Leonard doesn't get injured. But if he does, we got some cover there. Gunafan says we for the fee we paid for Mustafi is flattered to deceive and had good moments, but also bad ones. We wish him the best, but another one I'm happy to see go. Yeah, listen, I when he first signed him, 35 mil from Valencia. It looked like a good deal. World Cup winner, and stuff to progress with the German signing of Mesut Ozil as well. A bit of a link up going on. Obviously, Mertesacker came out shortly after, and yeah, it just looked like we got a decent squad of players there. But yeah, he flattered to deceive. Granted, he improved under Arteta towards the end of last year. And listen, apart from if it wasn't for his injury, he may have played in the FA Cup final against Chelsea. He was playing and he was in that much form. So credit to him for getting back into that. But Arteta's not a dick. He knows what he's doing. Arteta knows exactly what he's doing, and he would drop Mustafi as he did this season. Barely played a game. One or two Europa League games, one or two League Cup games. So yeah, man, Mustafi he had to go. He had to go. And yeah, as I was saying, Ryan didn't sign him when he considered he's a backup to Leno. Premier League proven, contract ends in the summer, and we could potentially get for free depending on performances. Yeah, man. Listen, I reckon he might sign for free next year. Just an easy sign really for us next year. Means we don't have to worry about goalkeepers if we can keep Leno and Matt Ryan going forward. I'm not mad at that at all. As especially as he's a gooner, and of course, how can I forget that Martin Odegaard is probably about to be announced as an Arsenal signing. Big news, man. I mean, this is the signing that we all probably wanted for the summer. Maybe not necessarily him as a persona. I wanted like a Julian Brandt. Other people wanted maybe Isco. And others wanted Buendia. Listen, Odegaard is probably nothing like any of them. He's obviously more of a lot younger than all of them, less experience, but massive potential. And I think we've known that since he was about 15 years old. Um, but listen, the news at the moment is, unless it's on .com yet, I don't think it's on .com yet, but we're going to announce the loan signing of the attacking midfielder Martin Odegaard. He is a 22-year-old Norwegian international, so big up Ollie. Don't know why Ollie Golasosha didn't snap him up, but big up for him for choosing Arsenal. He struggled to make an impact, in Zidane's squad. Zidane apparently didn't really like him as a starter in his squad. Always seen him as a backup player, but he wants to obviously be pushing for starting berths. Yeah, and it looks like we've reached an agreement. He's had a medical today. He flew over to London yesterday. Because he's an elite sportsman, he doesn't have to isolate for 10 days. He can go straight into the squad, probably for Man United on Saturday. So yeah, man, Odegaard, good signing. Was at Sociedad last year, and I know a couple of the Dutch teams were interested in signing him as well. Listen, there's rumors about what he actually wanted. Real Madrid, apparently didn't want him to go to Sociedad. They wanted him to go outside of La Liga due to how well Sociedad have been this year. Didn't want to improve his rivals, and the talks that he maybe didn't want to necessarily go there again as well. And I call it the pull. I call it the pull. The Arteta pull rang him up and said, "Listen, bro, I need you to come. I need you to sign for us. I need you to play for Arsenal." And it looks like that deal is almost done, and we should have that announced. If not today, definitely tomorrow. I don't know if they will announce it today. Looking at the time and look at the fact that we got a game tonight as well, and maybe that we announce it tomorrow. People were saying online, knowing us will announce it on deadline day. But listen, yeah, Odegaard is going to be an Arsenal player. Provides competition for Smith-Rowe. And listen, if he gets a run of form going, there isn't an option to buy. But Real Madrid are happy to speak to us at the end of the season. And listen, if Zidane's still there, I don't think Zidane wants us. I don't think Zidane wants Odegaard, personally. I don't think that's his bag. And so if Zidane's still in the job, I don't think he will actually want to take him. So I'd be happy to take him if Zidane don't want to. Obviously, listen, he's not an Arsenal player. So too is Dani Ceballos. So we have to we have to discuss that in the summer. But yeah, for me, I do really like him. I do really like him. And as Wilson says, we need depth in all the positions that we have. We need to be real. Um, Definitely. Green fan says Odegaard is talented, but the Premier League is different gravy compared to La Liga. He could be a good signing, but depends on how quick he adapts. I'm happy with that signing though. Yeah, man. Listen, there's no guarantees for anyone. We see the likes of Nicolas Pepe, Carmen not really work out. We've seen Willian come to Arsenal and not really work out. But the likes of Smith-Rowe and Saka have worked as a young person coming in. So everyone's different. There's no guarantees in this. And that's why I'm not too mad about that. We may pay about £2 million in low fees and we have to pay his wages or what, 36k or whatever it is for the rest of the season. But the gamble is small. The gamble is so small. We don't have to sign him. If he absolutely doesn't work out, we can just send him back to Real Madrid. We've seen the likes of Dennis Suarez's that we brought in before and not work out. I don't think this is going to be the same situation. But listen, I don't, I, I don't think it's a bad signing whatsoever. And if it doesn't work out, as I said, we just send him back to Real Madrid. Wilson says some people are doubting Odegaard before he gets the ball. Behave yourself. Yeah, man. Everyone needs to just relax. Everyone needs to relax. I think Wilson just putting a statement out to everyone. Listen, Odegaard might be good. He might be a good signing. He might be a good signing, but everyone just needs to relax and just say, listen, we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. He's definitely talented, and I've got no doubts he will play a part in Arsenal season. He's someone that Arteta wants and someone that Arteta's brought in. Yeah, get your predictions in. Wilson is going for a 2-0 victory to Arsenal today. And yeah, so let's get into that. Let's get into the actual game today, man. Because we've got a game today. Obviously, knocked out of the FA Cup to Southampton last weekend. Don't want to happen again. I think we've got to go as full strength as we possibly can today. In terms of the team news, obviously we heard on the weekend that Aubameyang left the club on the way to Southampton. He came back home due to personal family issues, and he's not going to be available for today. We obviously wish him and his family all the best, and hopefully he'll come back for the Man United game. Listen, might even do him good, get a rest, deal with what he's got to deal with, and hopefully we'll get him back for Man United game. But first and foremost, we've got to wish Aubameyang all the best for his family, I hope everything's okay with him there. Arsenal have confirmed that Mari and Sabas both have calf injuries and won't be in the squad today. Sabas was coming into a bit of form before his injury as well, so it's a bit gutting that we don't have him. But with the squad that we do have, I think we may be all right without him. Again, with Mari as well, he was in great form until he got injured, so bit gutted to see him not in the squad again. But hopefully, again, he'll come back in as soon as he's back fit. And an interesting one we didn't know about before was that Tierney's a doubt. He got an injury to his lower left leg, apparently, which sounds to me like a calf injury again, what he had before. So, listen, there's a lot of talk about that left-sided position. A lot of talk about Bertrand being signed from Arsenal, and Arteta said he wanted to sign another left-footed player. So watch out for that. Come next week, Monday, deadline day. See if Arsenal can do a deal for a left-footed player because Tierney's picking up these injuries and we don't need it. We really don't need that to happen. Hopefully, it's not too bad. And they didn't say he's ruled out. He said he's a doubt. Probably explains why he wasn't in the squad at all last weekend. But yeah, man, I'm hoping, desperately hoping that we get him back ASAP. So yeah, man. So that's the team news. I'm gonna go into my predicted 11 and what the team I think Arteta will put out today. It's obviously a tough one with the squad that he's got. He's got to try and work without Aubameyang, which is a big blow. But yeah, let me just get the team on the screen so you lot can see the team that I think Arteta will play today. Should be able to see that. Let me know if you can see that on the screen. Yeah, let's get into it, man. So I think Leno has to get in goal. No doubts about that at all. Matt Ryan's in, I know, but Leno is first choice, so he goes straight in at number 1. At right back, I'm going to go with Bellerin. Listen, I know Cedric had a good game on Newcastle. I thought Southampton was a bit shaky. I don't think he was comfortable at left back. But he's had two better games than Bellerin he has personally. So I wouldn't be surprised if Cedric comes back in at right back. But I'm going to go Bellerin. I still feel like Bellerin's Arteta's number one choice for the time being. But Cedric is definitely pushing him close. Rob Holding goes in for me again. Brilliant for the past 2 months. He's had his criticism that he's played well. You can't drop him right now. Cannot be dropped. He's playing well, straight in the RCB slot. The left CB slot is a bit of a tricky one still because Gabriel didn't look like himself last week. I'll be honest. Got the own goal with a lazy foot. Looked a bit rusty against Southampton, and I just wonder whether Arteta will not play him today. Maybe give him another rest. Of course, he may come in, but I'm going to go with David Luiz. No, not my ideal player really, but with Gabriel not on form and no Mari, I think I may just have to be safe and go with David Luiz today, however safe that may be. I'm going to put Tierney in because I'm desperately hopeful that he can play. I know they said he wasn't fit. I know they said he might not play. But I'm gonna have to. And we need Tierney in the squad, man, badly, like badly. I don't want to see Cedric going left back, man. So I'm hoping that Tierney comes in and is fit for this game and goes in at left back. At CDM, I'm gonna go with Xhaka. Obviously, we got no Ceballos. I know Xhaka started against Southampton last week, but I think he continues in the midfield. And Thomas Partey, game changed completely when he came on against Southampton. Like he literally ran the show in the second half, the last half an hour. So for me, he has to start with Xhaka in the middle. And as I said, no Danny Ceballos is out injured again. In the number 10 position, again, unless he's injured, he wasn't in the squad last week. But Emil Smith-Rowe has to come in. Willian was so bad again. So bad again in the number 10 last week. So there's absolutely no doubt for me that Emil Smith-Rowe comes in and starts this game. And on the right hand side, I'm going to go with Bukayo. Again, a man on form. He came on with Partey and got us back in the game. Has to play in this game, whether it's right wing, whether it may be left back. If Tierney's injured, he may go left back. But with the way he's creating so much at the moment, I think you've got to play him on that wing, and that's Pepe's position. So Pepe needs to be watching himself because he's playing so bad, and Saka's playing so well. So yeah, as I said earlier, no Aubameyang today due to family issues. So I'm hoping another start for Martinelli. Didn't have a great game against Southampton. A couple of half chances. Didn't look his full and blessed. Obviously, just come back from injury, so he got the hour mark. But a lot of people were frustrated that he came off, but with his injury, Arteta just wanted to keep him, wrap him up in cotton wool for the game, and I think he will go straight back in on the left side of the attack. And right now, you really can't drop Lacazette. The guy is playing too good in the past sort of couple of months as well. So I'd have to go Lacazette up top. Eddie Nketiah really disappointed me, man. Again, another game he just wasn't in the game at all. Barely had a chance. Yes, he worked hard off the ball, but I need my striker scoring goals, and he's just not doing it at the moment. So yeah, I wouldn't start him in this game. Listen, I'd have Balogun on the bench over him personally. I would have Balogun on the bench over him personally, but that's my personal opinion. But yeah, man, let me know what you lot think. That's a squad I think Arteta will go with today. What it's what I think he'd do. He could go Gabriel over Luiz, as I said. He could go without Tierney. He could go Cedric at left back. Could even go Maitland-Niles at left back. Although he had a disastrous game against Newcastle a few weeks ago. So yeah, that's the team that I think will play. I don't think Odegaard will be ready to get in the squad for tonight unless something dramatic happens in the next hour or so. But yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. Yeah, so that's what my start 11 will be. Big up, Skills. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for getting involved in the chat. Yeah, as Gundogan said, Lacazette has to start up top. I agree. Like, there's literally no one else. He has to. Shane saying, will Odegaard be able to play? I think he will. There's no guarantees on that yet, but if he gets announced today or tomorrow, which it should be, and he's fit, which I think he should be, he doesn't have to self isolate, so he will be available to play on Saturday against Liverpool, against Man United. So, and with Smith Rowe playing today, maybe he goes straight into the starting lineup. We'll see. I don't think he will, but yeah, I think he'll be in the squad for sure. Wilson says Cedric should start because he was brilliant in the previous game. He deserves to keep his place. Yeah, I mean, listen, he's had two good games now in a row. Southampton at left back, he struggled a bit. Bellerin was average at best against Southampton as he has been, and I do think he's on form. But I know Arteta, and I know Arteta likes Bellerin, so I think he will start Bellerin. Whether that's the right decision or not, I don't know. And listen, we don't know with Tierney yet. If Tierney's not back, he may go at left back, and that may be the plan. That may have been the plan the whole time, because Tierney wasn't even in the squad last week. So badly, badly, badly need Tierney for this game. But we'll see. We'll see what Arteta goes with in the end. Yeah, yeah, that's right. I think Shane's a Man United fan, so Shane was asking if he would play against us, as in Man United, not Southampton. So yeah, Odegaard will be playing in that. Well, he should be part of the squad if he's fit for sure. So that's the team I think Arteta will play. In terms of my prediction now, um, it's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a tough game. I think the last time we played Southampton, I didn't predict us to win, and I don't know if we're going to win this game. Honestly, like I know that they've got Bertrand out. I know that Walker Peters is out. I think Walker Peters is injured and Bertrand suspended. Um, they've got the same squad pretty much from last week. Plus, I think they've got Redmond in the squad. I think this time. Um, I think Southampton are playing too good. I don't think we'll be able to beat them tonight. Personally, obviously, I'm an Arsenal fan. I want us to win, but I'm trying to be concise. I'm trying to predict what I think will happen in this game. So yeah, man. I honestly don't think we'll win today. Personally, I know Wilson wants us to win. Wilson saying it's a must-win game. Yeah, 100% agreed. No excuses. We have to win this game. We have to win this game. But uh, and you know what? If we win this game, it potentially justifies the reason of him making so many changes to the squad on the weekend. And if we don't, questions will be asked. Yeah, Shane's asking about Gabriel. Yeah, I agree. He's had COVID. Hasn't played much. Wasn't great against Southampton in the FA Cup. I think he's just not on form yet. Even before he got COVID, to be fair, he had a couple of rusty games. So listen, he may go in today because that's obviously the long term plan for Arteta with Gabriel. He may very well go in, but yeah, I think he's just off form at the moment. So I think David Luiz will start. I'm actually going to go for a 2-1 win to Southampton. I know it's mad. I know it's mad, and it's not what I want. Please don't lynch me. It's not what I want. I'm trying to just be honest and what I predict is going to happen. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But this is an opportunity now for Arsenal. Those of you that have been watching the show know that I predict the Arsenal games. To see if I can get the results exact. And at the moment, I'm like 10 points clear from where I think Arsenal should be. So if Arsenal win today, they can close the gap on my predictions, and yeah, try and work their way up the table. But with the form Southampton's in, with the way they've been playing, I'm going to go for it. Yeah, I'm serious. I'm serious. Listen, don't sleep on Southampton. They're good squad. They're a good squad. I know they're missing their main guy at the back, Vestergaard, but listen, they didn't. We literally caused them no problems last week, and I'm proper nervous about Aubameyang going into this game that we won't be able to get enough create in front of a goal to score. And if David Luiz does play at the back, then I'm genuinely worried about us winning this game. Um, I don't. You know what's going to happen when you watch the game. You know that first half's going to be long and dragged out, and it's going to be a tough like slog. Because that's what we're doing these days. I just don't trust these guys with this squad without. I know Aubameyang's not on his greatest form ever, but that team there just lacks a little bit of leadership in that squad up top. And I know Lacazette's there, but and yeah, we are in good form. I get you. Like we are in good form. Shane wants us to lose, of course. Um, yeah, but we are in good form. Get that, but we played so bad last week that are we even in that still good form right now? Because the guys will be deflated. They wanted to, win that game, and they were so bad. And you know, Leno, Holding, Bellerin, Xhaka, Martinelli all started that game. So I have no idea what's going to happen. But I don't. I'm not confident whatsoever. I'm not confident whatsoever. I don't think we'll win this. And this is not what I want. I'm telling you, this is not. I want to win 5-0 personally. I just don't know if it's going to happen. So yeah, we'll end with this. Shane Isabella going to be playing. I mentioned it a bit earlier. He's got personal family issues, which means that he won't be able to play today, unfortunately. We don't know what it is yet. It sounds serious, but yeah, I don't want to speculate on what it is because obviously it's his personal life. Arsenal haven't released anything detailed. I'm sure we'll find out in due course if there's anything that we need to worry about or no. But yeah, man, that's what I think is going to happen. That's the team I think is going to play. Um, Make sure you come back here. I'll be on about 10 o'clock tonight after the game for a match review. So we'll get into it. We'll get into see if I'm right. Um, and yeah, man, you lot get in the chat tonight and tell me if I'm wrong. I'm happy to admit if I'm wrong, innit? But if I'm right, don't say I didn't warn you. Don't say I didn't warn you. But I'll end with this. I'll end with this. Hope Arsenal prove me wrong. I hope Arsenal prove me wrong too. I hope Arsenal prove me wrong too. Listen, guys, I gotta go, but yeah, we'll leave that there for now. As I said, 10 o'clock tonight. I'll be back for a live review after the game, and yeah, we'll get into that. We'll get into the results, and hopefully Arsenal can do the business tonight. Yeah, thank you all for joining, and I will see you all very, very soon.